Okay, what we're going to do today is we're going to compile a record, so to speak, of some of the research we've done over the last several months, more specifically over the last several days. And what we're going to do is we're going to analyze the differences between font brackets that were used back in the Victorian period, the 1860s through early 1900s.
Because what I like to do is take these brackets that have this gold paint on them, and I'll wire wheel this and come up with a really nice patina on this bracket. And you'll see that as I go along here. Now what I'm doing, I'm leaving that, by wire wheeling this, I'm leaving that gold in there, which in the relieved area, which is nice because you polish off the flat part here and it really accentuates the detail in this bracket. See that this bracket, it shows a patent date, patented May 31st, 1870.
I've spent some time cleaning some of these up, breaking through the paint to really see what was underneath it. Some of my initial suspicions came, in my opinion, turned out to be pretty accurate. One of my first suspicions when I looked at all of these ring brackets was I started to look at the way that the ring was joined to the bracket itself. This ring here has got a rivet on the bottom of it, and then they hammered the rivet to hold that ring to that bracket. So even before I cleaned this up, my suspicions were that this was an early bracket, because when I compared that to the next stage where that rivet is actually cast into the bracket itself, and then the ring is riveted, peened over, the rivet is peened over to hold the bracket in place. Then as we move on in time, we find that they've engineered these rings to where they can slip onto these brackets. And it's my opinion that this was a result of companies like Sears Roebuck and Montgomery Ward's, who wanted to ship these brackets via railway out west or wherever, but it was in an effort to compact that assembly for shipping purposes. Now this bracket, this wall mounting bracket, says patented May 31st, 1870. Well, that's all very interesting, and this was a period, the second industrial revolution that took place in America. There were 500,000 patents written between 1860 and 1890, I believe it was, or the turn of the century. That was 10 times more patents that were written in the 70-year period prior to that. So you had companies like, for instance, these companies here. This is a Stover Manufacturing Company bracket. This is most likely a B&H bracket. What I found is that most of these brackets were made by either Stover, the Stover Manufacturing Company, or the B&H Manufacturing Company. It's my opinion that B&H, Bradley and Hubbard, and Stover Manufacturing Company most likely worked hand in hand. It wouldn't surprise me that the Stover Manufacturing Company made cast brackets for the B&H Company.